Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is LimBryn, and this is episode 14 of the Minecraft 1.16 Survival series, and we're starting at the Wither Farm that we built in the last episode, or Wither Rose Farm, because I've been AFKing here for a while, and I have, all those are full, 10 and a bit, almost 11, full double chests of Wither Roses, which is a lot. I've just been working away at trying to attack that chicken. But we must... Now he's an imposter, because it's spelled wrong. Uh, but, as always, I have a little bit of an addiction to cheesing withers under the portal. So... yeah. Oh, now we have 2 boss bars. Yeah, that's more than I normally have, but once he explodes, we can kill him. In today's episode, we're going to do the second to last farm that I need before I can start actually building my mega base, which is going to be a chorus fruit farm. I've spent a while designing one, so I'm pretty happy with it. And we're going to be building it in the same mountain that we built the iron farm in. It should be pretty great. There we go. Got another nether star that I don't need. Perfect. So yeah, as I said earlier, we will be building it in this mountain where we put the iron farm, and once we build it, I am going to start decorating and building up a castle around this thing. I've marked out the place I need to build it by destroying the snow, which I'm noticing might be a little bit of a problem as it's snowing. Lots of mobs. But we're gonna build it right, like, way far down here, and that's not a good situation. So yeah, I'm gonna start digging that hole, gather some resources, and let's start building. Okay, the resources are gathered, the hole is dug, and now we can finally start building. Yeah, this thing is, it's a little big, but it shouldn't take too long, so let's get started. Okay, construction is well on its way. I have all 5 modules in here, and I have not spawn-proofed them. I just noticed I haven't actually, really explained at all how this thing works. So, as I said earlier, it's a coarse fruit farm, and I can only make this parkour jump one, and there we go. Okay. So it's a coarse fruit farm, so pretty much we have coarse fruit plant here. It will grow. The flowers will grow in front of the observers, which will activate these dispensers, which will shoot the flowers, which makes them drop onto the hoppers, and then a piston beneath this fires to, well, break the rest of the plant that wasn't destroyed by the arrows. There's 5 of these modules, and the player will be going back and forth in a minecart and holding right click, so they'll go by, plant a chorus fruit, then continue to the next one. So when one is broken, they just plant another one, and that's why the soul sand is here. So it blocks the player from just opening the hoppers instead of, which stops them from planting chorus fruit, and then the soul sand, because you can collect items through soul sand. So the next step is we need to get the minecart rail for the player in. We also need to get the arrow stalker in, which is also a minecart rail. And yeah, all of that stuff is gonna, all the mechanics for that stuff is gonna go over here. Wait, did I? No. I don't want it to go over there. I want it to go over here. Well, that's a problem. I guess I'm rebuilding it because this location does actually matter. I can't just push it back a few blocks. So I guess I'll fix that and then be back in a second. Okay, now that the modules are built in the correct places, we can finally get on with the arrow distributor. And I just realized I have forgotten the soul sand. There. Oh yeah, I'm like super fast on soul sand. I built that wrong over there. Yeah, now that these are in place, we can finally put in the minecart track and loading system for the arrows to go in these dispensers. It is a bit laggy. Probably just because I have a lot of things in decently close proximity. And I built those completely wrong. I'll fix it later. Let's get that arrow distribution minecart track in. Okay, the arrow loading system is in. I've also crafted up a large amount of arrows. So we can put all of those in. Maybe I've crafted too many. I don't think I have, though. And I have even more. Because you can never have too many arrows in this system. There we go. Now we have just about 1,000,000 arrows. And it's going to go across, and there are hoppers here, and it will put 1 arrow into everything every time it passes. And that thing checks if it's full, and if it is, it lets it go by releasing this trap door. Then that one checks if it's empty. If it's empty, it doesn't do that and lets it in here. So now that system is operational. It's pretty slow, but the farm uses arrows even slower than this loads them, so it doesn't really matter. But now that that is in, the only thing left to do is add the rail line that the player will go on and the system that supplies the player with chorus flowers. And that's going to go right here, actually, on top of the dispensers. So let's build it. Okay, the person system is in place. And it's a pretty simple system. Pretty much the person will be going back and forth on this minecart. That detector rail detects when they're here and when they are here. It fires that dropper line that collects all of the items from the farm. So it kind of just does store things in your inventory, but that's okay. And then once you get here, you would press that button and it would send you on your way. That is so when you stop AFK and you stop holding right click, it doesn't just keep sending you back and forth. Then this button, or this lever, turns on the farm. The reason I have it off is because, well, that's a rather annoying clicking sound that constantly goes while the minecart's here. But now that it's all done, we can AFK overnight, which is exactly what I'm going to do. First, I am going to give a little demonstration of the farm working. It's pretty much you take 5 chorus flowers and you take rest of your inventory or hotbar full of not chorus flowers. You get some food in your offhand because this farm can actually hurt you sometimes. There's not really a great way to fix that without it making the farm worse. And then you just hold down right click and it plants the chorus fruit. When they grow up, it harvests the flowers and, well, any fruit that it might get. Then you come back, press the button, and if there is anything to collect, that piston that you saw will extend and not let you press the button. So you'll stay there until you collect everything, but these do take a while to grow, so this is how it works. Pretty much I'm going to AFK overnight, and I'll see you in the morning. Well, it's the next morning, and I have been AFKing all night, and I think it actually stopped about halfway through because that observer got stuck in that position. When it's stuck in that position, it stops fueling the player with new chorus flowers, but we still got about 3 stacks. We started with 25 flowers, and we also got a few stacks of fruit. So this was overall a pretty big success, although this project has caused me to be running a little low on redstone dust, even though it is probably because I accidentally crafted like 3 stacks of droppers while making materials for this. But because of that, we need to go mining now. So that is exactly what I'm going to do, except I'm very curious about how much product we have in here, because I have been AFKing all night right next to this pretty much, and it looks like we have almost 5 full barrels, which is pretty impressive. Ow, ow. One more thing before we go mining. Before I went AFK yesterday, I actually did a little bit of improving the base. Yeah, that's what I did. I removed all of the blocks here, definitely. There we go. It finally loaded. I added a few more trees because I want to add more, like one in the middle of the wheat field. Stop that. No, no. Okay, good. Because I really like the look of the super dense forest, which is hard to get right next to a lake, but I added a few more trees to try and achieve that. But I think I'm actually all ready to go mining, so let's get to it. Well, I've been mining for a few hours down in the mine. I mined one strip tunnel that was about 2,000 blocks long. There's an Enderman. And this was the product of that. I didn't collect iron or gold because I have farms for those, and I'm very happy with 63 diamond ore. That should yield a decent amount of diamonds with Fortune 3. Although I was very disappointed when the last vein only yielded 4 diamonds and not 5, because it means I don't have a stack of diamond ore. I also got a decent amount of redstone, so that shouldn't be a problem anymore, and, well, actually quite a lot of lapis lazuli. Not that I really use it ever, but it's nice to have. It's getting nighttime, I should sleep. So I'm going to break down all of these materials with Fortune 3, and I will see you then. Okay, I've broken down all of the resources and compacted them into blocks, except for the 63 diamonds, which I decided I'd do on camera. And with Fortune 3, things that drop one thing tend to double, so 63 would turn into 126 diamonds, which would be... I can't do that math in my head. A little less than 2 stacks. A stack and 62. So yeah, I'm going to break them down with Fortune 3. I really hope we get a lot. Now, I don't actually need diamonds. There is no reason for me to get diamonds other than to make more armor if I die. Not if, when I die. It tends to happen often. But I also could just buy them from villagers for much cheaper. Although, I think I might actually use some diamonds in a build at some point. So, yeah. Looks like we might actually get more than 2 stacks. Which is nice. Yeah. More than 2 stacks. Yay. Like a stack and 23. Okay, cool. I'm not going to compress these, but... Stack and 23 diamonds. That is a pretty good haul for a mining session. Plus, that amount of redstone will last us for a very long time. Yeah, I probably should have planned what I wanted to do for the rest of this episode before this, but I didn't. Actually, I think the next thing we'll do is the Core Street farm currently is not very... pretty. It's just a hole in the ground that leads to the area where the coarse fruit farm is. You know, it's just this. Just thinking I might want to add some decoration, maybe a staircase going up here. And I was thinking about making this area into a cave, make it not just a box, but I'm not sure about that. But let's get a staircase in. So I think that will look a lot better than just dropping down. Plus, if I manage to, die down there, I'm not sure if I can survive that fall without, feather falling or armor, but I need to test. I indeed cannot, and I indeed cannot get my stuff back, hence the need for a staircase. So let's get to building that. I'll be back. Okay, the staircase down to the place is done. It is in the same style, as I said, to all the other things I've built on this mountain. And it's kind of long and does actually make it harder to get down here. But it looks good, and that's what matters. Yeah, as I said, it's a little long, but it won't actually be a this little 3x3 thing. There will be more space around it eventually, because on top of this is going to go a tower that is, I already marked out all of the dimensions of it, except it snowed, so they're not very well marked out anymore. But it's gonna have a little tower above here, so it's gonna be this circle, and once that circle is there, then it'll slowly taper down to the 3x3, because it'll be a tower and it'll slowly turn into a cave, more of a cave-like thing, so I don't have to decorate the farm that much is really the reason. So that is the next thing we're going to be building. So I guess the first step is just to get rid of some land. So I'll see that. One hole later, and we have a hole. So this makes it a lot easier to get down into this area. It's a much shorter section before you can start using fireworks and a lighter to get out. There will eventually be a tower built up here, as I said earlier. But the next thing to do is to, instead of just having this suddenly cut off, which we don't really want, it's going to taper down from more of a blackstone brick building into a cave. So I'm going to get working on that. I'll see you after. Okay, all the decorations are done, but it is nighttime, so I do have to sleep. Because, you know, monsters are evil. And speaking of monsters, I also come bearing string for the steps because I could not manage to light up everything. At least I don't think I could. So that's 6. This is 8 apparently. You half slab? Oh no, you're top slab. Okay. So I do need to string everything, as this is 9. So you're the only one. Oh, because they're farther away from the end rods. Yeah, that makes sense. The end rods are really the source of light. These are technically a source of light, but it's really just the end rods I don't need to string. Does this one have good lighting? What about this one and this one? Okay. So yeah, I made this little thing goes down. You got some weird little obsidian things on the sides, and their end rods kind of on the sides as lighting, and slowly it becomes more and more cavey as you get further down, until eventually you need to put more string because you couldn't get end rods down here. So eventually you keep going down, and then you get to here, and this is the chorus fruit farm, or chorus flower. Still doesn't produce that much fruit. Okay, it produces some fruit, but still. Yeah, so this is going to be the style of the base, pretty much. And in the next episode, we are going to build a super smelter because, if you'll notice, there's cracked blackstone bricks here. I did 4 stacks of blackstone bricks. Not all of them were used here, but that's how many I made. And it took me forever because I used 1 furnace. Now, I could have done it better by using more than 1 furnace, but I didn't. I used 1, which was dumb of me, to be fair, but at the same time, in the future, I do fully plan on making a super smelter, because half of the building that's going to surround this is going to be cracked blackstone bricks, and as you can probably imagine, that's a lot of bricks. So I'm going to be making a super smelter in the next episode, so I don't have to wait actually an entire day to smelt enough blackstone bricks. And speaking of the next episode, we sadly are running a little short on time for today, so if you liked it, feel free to hit that button if you want to see more. It's a subscribe button for that, and I'll see everyone in the next episode. Have a great day. Bye.